Hi there, I'm Margie. I'm the founder and managing director of Hush Education, and this is my very first ever Facebook video. I wanted to talk to you today about the recent controversial sloppy kisses from grandma comments in the media. Firstly, a really brief catch-up. I was recently interviewed and filmed for a short segment about respect and consent for the ABC News. The interview was about 10 to 15 minutes long, and it resulted in a single sound bite being released where I used a tongue-in-cheek example stating that children have the right to decline sloppy kisses from grandma. This was just one of the examples of unwanted or non-consensual touch from others that I spoke about. And I mentioned friends wanting to play hugging games or holding hands, daddy wanting to tickle their child, older cousins wanting to play chasing games, siblings wanting to wrestle. But it was the grandma's sloppy kisses one that made the cut. Every one of these examples is perfectly fine if the child wants to be involved, if they are asked for and give their permission or consent. We all have the right to feel safe, and in a situation where a child feels uncomfortable or unsafe, they need to know that they can say no. This is not rude behaviour, it's not disrespectful or bad manners. This is teaching children from a young age that they have bodily autonomy. If we insist that children hug uncle, let grandma or grandpa kiss them hello and goodbye, accept a cuddle from auntie or the family friend, we are teaching them that it's okay for adults to come into their personal space without asking first. 3- and 4-year-old children don't have the cognitive skills to be told it's okay for these particular people to touch your body without permission, but it's not okay for other people to do so. Body safety is about stating one easy, child-friendly rule. I am the boss of my body. If I don't want a hug or a kiss from anyone, including my loved family members, I can politely decline. We teach that there's an alternative, such as waving goodbye, a handshake, a high five. We ask the children for examples. We teach that it's okay to want a hug sometimes and to say no at other times. I'm sorry that some people, grandmas in particular, were triggered by this controversial soundbite. And of course, I wish it had been aired in context. But the message about consent and respect and a child's right to be safe remains the same. We encourage children to have a team of safe adults, the people they can talk to about anything, the great, the not so great. Most often this safety team includes grandparents, parents, teachers, neighbours, family friends and others. The unfortunate stats about child abuse might help you to see the importance of a body safety program in schools, at home and within the community. Because overall about 1 in 7 girls and 1 in 25 boys will experience sexual abuse before the age of 18. Only about 38% of child victims disclose the fact that they have been sexually abused. About 90% of children who are victims of sexual abuse know their abuser. Approximately 30% of children who are sexually abused are abused by family members. The younger the victim, the more likely it is that the abuser is a family member. Of those molesting a child under 6, 50% were family members. Family members also accounted for 23% of those abusing children ages 12 to 17. About 60% of children who are sexually abused are abused by people the family knows and trusts. I'm not going to apologise for my sloppy kisses example, because almost every day I'm in classrooms all over Victoria talking with children about body safety. It's fun, it's friendly, it's age and stage appropriate information, and it's a compulsory part of the national framework. The Department of Education requires children in the foundation years to be able to name and identify the private body parts and to identify people and actions that help keep themselves safe. Children tell me they don't like, and I'm quoting here, grandma's sloppy kisses. There's a book called Sloppy Kisses by Elizabeth Winthrop. It was a favourite with my children when they were young. Grandpa's whiskers. They hurt when he rubs them on my cheek. They don't like it when daddy tickles them and doesn't stop when they ask him to, when their friends hug them too tight every morning, and sometimes they don't feel like a hug. I could go on. In our schools, respectful relationships support schools and early childhood settings to promote and model respect, positive attitudes and behaviours. It teaches our children how to build safe and healthy relationships, resilience, confidence. You know, we hear these words a lot. We call them buzzwords, but they're really, really important parts of growing up. The separate protective behaviours program, education program, which I teach, it's just more information about acknowledging feelings, understand and acting upon the messages our body gives us when we are feeling unsafe, knowing what to do when children are feeling this way, which means talking to a member of their safety team. I'm going to stop now, but you know what? If you hear friends and family insisting that it's their right to kiss, hug, tickle or touch a child, despite the child declining their affection, why not be brave? Politely call them out. Get them to check in with the child and see what the child wants and how the child is feeling. Just before I go, shout out to Shannon. Shannon took the time to find my private message box on Facebook to send me a lovely message telling me that I was a know-nothing lefty lesbian. Do you know what? I know lots, Shannon. I'm not a lefty, but I lean towards the left, definitely. I'm not a lesbian, but some of my very, very favourite people are lesbians. And, I forgot to mention that the short hair is why I'm a lesbian. The short hair in this case is a result of cancer treatment. So that's a little bit awkward for you. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Bye.